sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are. So welcome everybody and hello, Andrew David, Blake Newmar's partner program, kind of continuing this theme of Facebook basics, marketing, basics, branding, and different elements like that. So what I was just saying is the difference between a website and a funnel is what the website does is essentially saying, hey, I'm taking up some space here. Here's all the information that you can look for. And one of the biggest things that we do with my digital agency and then I do as a consultant, I come in, I go, all right, so what's the message? What's the call to action? Because no one has anything. There is no incentive for someone to look. There's no, hey, other than, you'll have a doctor's office or a dentist's office that just has a phone number. Call to book an appointment, right? And is that technically a call to action? Sure, absolutely. Does it speak to the audience at all? The client, the patient, the customer about what their problem is and how you're going to solve it? No, it just says, you better assume that I'm worth speaking to. Here you go. And that's where you run into issues. So what a funnel does is step in and say, hey, here's a headline and a subheadline. Here's your problem. Here's a solution. Here's why you want to look at what I've got. And it follows, it helps someone go through a logical process. See, marketing and sales is really just taking someone through a logical and emotional process in which they decide that what you have is of a higher value than what they have to give up to get it. Right? That's what sales and marketing is. And so your funnel does that. You got to get them there. The website would do that. Most websites don't, though. Almost every single business that you're going to be marketing to, I don't care what niche it is, it's going to be rare that you find someone's website that's converting really well. And so you guys have a chance to help them because you're showing them the benefits of a funnel. You're showing them the benefits of proper follow-up that they just don't have. Okay. So the elements that they need to put in place are the same ones that you do. You've got to call their attention. Right. So I've mentioned this statistic before. They used to say that for someone to make a buying decision in a sales process, it would take 5 to 12 exposures, 5 to 12 touches in one way or another. 80% of salespeople don't follow up. And that's a person with a title of salesperson, right? How many companies do you think have follow-up in place? If the salespeople that they hire to follow up, 80% of them don't, odds are most of those companies don't, because a lot of them that you're going to be targeting, the owner is the salesperson, right? The guy that's got his head under the hood, the lady that's sitting down as the therapist, the person that they're the ones that are supposed to be doing their sales and they don't. But they paid someone to build them a Wix website or a WordPress site that they never touched. How many times have you guys been to, and remember, we're looking at the smaller businesses. How many times have you been to a website and you go, when was the last time they updated this? Good grief, right? Of course they, and so in their mind, one of the things that you've got to overcome during your 5 to 12 touches is what internet marketing can do for them, because most of them have experienced crap when it comes to internet marketing. They've tried it, it didn't work. Why should I keep trying it? Right? So helping them understand, because they know they should. So that's part of what the content that you're putting out there and what you're trying to do in groups is help show them and not do it from a, hey, look at what McDonald's does and how they make money. Look at what Starbucks does and how they make money. It's, if I've got a small restaurant, what's the other restaurant doing in Cleveland or in Cincinnati or in, South Carolina? What are they doing to make money with their restaurant that I can do? They don't care what Olive Garden or the big brands are doing. They want to know what other smaller brands are doing, right? Does that play into everybody? Are we understanding flow? So that's what my content has to do. Now I mentioned the 5 to 12. That's an old statistic. Nowadays, we're closer to 18 to 30. So Andrew, I posted a handful of times, nobody did anything. Okay. They haven't seen you enough, right? You haven't been consistent enough. So you need to get into these groups. So part of the challenge yesterday was to find some groups, get in there and join some. So what I'm going to do, Lynn, you had messaged me, but I'm just going to show you how to do it on here as if I was you. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Facebook. This is what I was talking. So this is what we did. West Palm Beach. Here we are. Kind of cool. Anyway, first page one, blah, blah, blah. All right. What I'm going to do, I'm looking for yoga studios and yoga practitioners, yogis, and other things like that. So that's Lynn's niche. So if I'm looking for groups, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do yoga studios, probably. I'm going to start there and I'm going to look for groups. That would be my first guess. So Florida yoga studio owners. There we go. 2.8 thousand members in there. Yoga workshops and retreats, vacations, teacher trainings. That's perfect. That's exactly the type of person that I want to target, right? So here we go. And this is a public group. So 7,000 members, right? So what I would look for are the ones that are mostly set up like this is Sacred Moments Yoga Studio. That's probably just a smaller studio and it's for their members. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for yoga studios and teachers around the world, yoga studio owners and managers. These are the ones that I'm looking for. Yoga instructors worldwide, exchanging jobs. Like those are the kind of ones that I'm looking for. Because remember, the first three products that you guys have, a 737, 197, that's $241. That's not a high price point. If you decide to add in the DFY Plus, if you've got that, that's great. But the 241 is not a high price point. Pretty much anyone can afford that because if it's an independent yoga instructor, right? Oftentimes they'll get paid either per class or per individual in the class. So what do they need? A couple of classes to, make that back. So let's say I join this one. Which one was public? So I'll click there. It'll bring me here. Now you can join the group. And yeah, it's always going to say, and I always get this question. So sometimes they avoid over posting about a specific event. So look, they're talking about a yoga retreat. I would click on, okay, so Lily hosts yoga retreats. All right, well, I'm going to go click on what she does. I'm going to check out what other people are doing, right? So they're talking about all these different retreats and things. Those are exactly the type of people that I want to connect with, right? If I'm teaching people in yoga how to do this stuff, so great. Right? So I'm going to look for groups, right? If I do, what's another one? Wedding planner. I'm going to look for groups. Here we go. 131,000 members in that wedding planner group. Central Florida Wedding Services, 6,000 members in Central Florida. But that's for brides, but I guarantee you there's a ton of professional wedding vendors in there, right? Same type of thing, 10,000 members, right? Find your niche. If we do fitness instructor, spell that right, same type of thing, I'm going to look for groups. Now what I'm doing is in these groups, I'm posting and commenting. Because I've got to overcome this gap of 18 to 30 touches, right? I've got to get in their face so that they recognize who I am, where I am, what's going on, all that kind of stuff. Yes? So if I've only posted a couple of times in that group, see, here's the thing. If I'm posting on my page, but no one sees my page, it almost doesn't count, guys. It's kind of if a tree falls in the forest, does anybody hear it? Does it make a sound? Right? Until you got people looking, and I'm going to get people looking because I'm going to be active where my client is active. Yes? Everybody still with me? We good? Okay. So what am I posting and when am I posting it? What and when to post? Let me see. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. All right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, here's some ideas. Thursday, Friday, motivation quotes, ask them a question, hey, I'm looking to help me decide I'm looking to do this. What do you think the best thing is? And don't ask for general stuff. Give them 2 or 3 options and take a poll. And sometimes misspell something so people will point it out. That actually creates some engagement. There's a little tip for you. Every once in a while, misspell a real common word and someone's going to call you out on it, and then go back and forth and back and forth. Just creates a little more engagement. All right, Tuesday, recommendations. Man, I got to get this fixed. There's more than one. There's a bunch of typos on here. Stories, values. So stories in Facebook, when we're talking story post, it's telling a story. You should be posting on your Facebook stories all the time. And what I mean is here, right? You should be posting on the stories continuously. Okay. That's something that should be happening all the time. Current struggles. Hey, this is a struggle I've got. This is what a client's doing, that kind of thing. These are just examples, and you can move these around, guys, and I'll give you these slides as well. So types of format, the best ones to use just by statistics, videos, questions, photos. If you're doing some kind of giveaway, links, coupons would run all the way down. So sometimes people say, well, I'm going to give a coupon and that should generate interest. That's the lowest form of engagement. 70, 20, 10. 70% of the content that I'm posting on my page. 70% is my content, 20% is other people's. So I'm referencing other things. I'm doing, sharing someone's post. I'm commenting on their thing, right? So like I just reshared the one from my buddy Tim about our agency. So, there's Blake. But I had posted that, and then so I'm sharing his, right? 10% is promo, 10% is me talking about what I do or what I have, right? Content here, your content, other people's content, this can be a combination of maybe something about the industry that my niche is in. That would be one good way of going about it. And then we talked yesterday a little bit about time zones and when people are engaged. And, we looked up where people, I think we looked up therapists, right? And we found that New York and California, like that's where everybody was for that industry. You guys can look that up as well for your industries. Look up by state, see if they've got big numbers. If you've got 1 or 2 states that really stand out, then I'd pay more attention to that. Now, so if I decide on, like we looked up therapists and the map showed that more were in the Western US, so Pacific time zone, and then some in the Northeast mostly. Right? So those 2 time zones, Eastern and Pacific. So 1, 3, and let me pull this up. I've got the statistic. In general, this is in general, 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and then 9 a.m., right? So those are kind of in order, okay, of times. Now, sometimes that could be like a 6, because here's the thing, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, right? 9 a.m., which is when people on the East or on the West Coast are starting, is noon Eastern time. So I'm catching people that are starting work and I'm catching people as they're going to lunch. Studies show engagement rates are 18% higher on Thursdays and Fridays. Saturdays are a good day. Thursdays and Fridays are a good day because people are already, Thursday, people are trying to wrap up their work week. They want to, and so they're looking for distractions because they've had 72 hours of BS and they're getting tired of looking at it. So if you think you shouldn't, I posted Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to take some extra time, you're missing out on the best days. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, depending on your niche, sometimes Sunday is great. And if you're going, man, that's prep it and then just copy paste and put it in there. It should take you 5 minutes less once you've got it kind of set and ready to go. But what's happening Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Most people, I want to spend the weekend doing something else. I'm tired of work. Bring me social media. I need a dopamine fix. That's that. Saturday and Sunday night, damn it, I can't believe I've got to go clock in at work tomorrow. I need something to distract me now because I'm already stressed about that. That's a time to engage with people. And it's not a time to ask, How do you start your work week off? Because people are going to say, screw you. I don't want to start my work week off. Think about it. How many of you guys Sunday night want me to reach out and be like, hey, are you prepped to have a great Monday morning? Are you ready to say your affirmations tomorrow? You're like, I got to go in and talk with Tina in the office. And right? That's what they're doing. So engage in a way, be like, what are you dreaming about Sunday night? Where would you rather be in 12 hours? You know, we're all heading into the office. Where would you rather be? Right? And then through the week, recognize who your niche is, talk to them about what they're dealing with. A lot of companies right now, like I would talk with them about staffing that's going on with their business, right? Restaurants are dealing with, every industry right now is dealing with issues like that, right? Because what happened? There was everybody heard about the great resignation over the last 2 years, right? And then those people didn't stop looking for work for a while. And so it looks like our unemployment rate is great. It's not. It's all smoke and mirrors. They're starting to look for work again, but they're wanting more money than what people can pay. So there's this weird thing going on right now. But since we're targeting business owners, we're going to be empathetic for their issues. Yes? Right? We're talking to them about what they're dealing with. And what's the solution? More customers and more cash flow. It really is. Most businesses can solve most of their issues with more cash flow. All right. Would any of you not be able to solve some of the problems you had with more cash flow? I mean, obviously not everyone. I've got some shit in my head that I need worked out, you know, but hey, to pay for more therapy. But outside of that, would more cash flow help? So think about it from a business perspective. If all of a sudden I could utilize social media to, instead of paying this fool who, you know, updates it's some of the stuff that we deal with search engine optimization is one of the services that we do. There's so many companies that just suck at it. They're like, oh, it's going to take you 12 months before anything shows up. So, you know, you're going to pay us for 12 months. Talk to me in a year. And then a year comes around, they go, dude, Google just updated all of their stuff. So we're starting over. But hey, we're a little bit better. Look, it loads faster. We've optimized it. Okay. That's what most businesses are dealing with. So if you can come in and say, look, you're already using social media, use it for yourself, make these modifications. Let's show your, you know, get in front of your clients. This will show you how. You know, you can do it. You don't have to go hire a marketing agency to do this for you. And a lot of them are you know, self-starters, self-employed, small business owners. They're going to want to do it on their own. All right. So does that make sense? Everybody still following me? We good there? Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up these questions here real quick. So verifying your domain on Facebook. Oh, setting up your Facebook pixel and retargeting. Were you guys able to set up a business manager, Sarah, Craig? We showed how to open that up the other day. Were you able to get just the business manager set up?
Sarah sends her apologies. We're actually staying with brother-in-law and sister-in-law, sister and brother-in-law at the moment, back in the UK, and she's just gone to pick up little niece. So I'm doing some contract work as a database manager for the University of Portsmouth. So I've not been involved with it for probably about 2 or 3 weeks. Sorry, Andrew.
Okay.
Can we come back to us because she might be back by then, and I don't know why she's up to.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes, and so we can come back tomorrow, or I can send a little video to you guys. And maybe that's what we do. So because I'm gonna have my buddy Anthony's gonna be coming on, and your questions were dealing with setting things up in order to run ads, right? Is essentially what that is: the Facebook pixel, getting your first ad, and that kind of thing, which needs a whole training in and of itself. But setting up the basic business managers fairly straightforward, should be for everybody. So, you know, that's something that we can do. But yeah, we'll touch on your stuff again. I'll message you,
Great. Thank you.
On that day to make sure you guys are there. Okay, so with everybody else, I asked you guys to set up a business page. I asked you to get into some groups and start posting. Did everybody find some groups? I showed you at the beginning of this call how to do that. Yes? So now here's what you need to do. You need to identify those groups. How many of you guys identified some influential people within your niche? I gave you examples of that. Okay, if you haven't, do it. Associations. So I've given some of you guys some examples. So if I'm doing real estate, I'm looking at NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors. Maybe certain states, I would probably pick Florida, California, Nevada, Arizona. Pick some of the bigger states that are going to have more real estate agents. Pick those. So far as the Florida Association of Real Estate or of Realtors, I'm assuming CAR might be California. I don't know because there's, who knows. But look up associations. Look up, if I was doing real estate, I'd probably go and look up information about Exit Realty, about EXP, about Keller Williams, about Coldwell Banker, Century 21. Find the biggest brokerages around the country, and look that up. I would do the same thing. Personal trainers have associations. Massage therapy has association, like certifications, licenses. Every industry has something. Locksmiths used to have, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be SAVTA, the Safe and Vault Technicians Association. My dad was a member, right? I still remember that. So all of these industries have some kind of association, certification, etc. Go follow those pages. Look at what they're posting. Look at, odds are most of those pages, they could have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers and they get almost no engagement. And every once in a while, they'll get something that'll pop. Look at what pops, okay? Share occasionally something from them to your page, to that group. Hey, did you guys see this? So, updates in the industry, things like that. Find those influential people, find the influential associations, see if anybody in any of these groups are talking about it. If they're not, find out what they're talking about. Has anyone seen anything in any of those groups that surprised them on what was being shared within their niche? No? Nobody. Has nobody looked for anything and went, oh, that's surprising? I want you guys to start entering this thinking from a business point of view. Now, what do I mean? I want you to look at it from if I'm going to be looking at this business type, and let's say it's mechanics, and I'm in a group of a bunch of mechanics. What do you guys think the common topics are that they're going to post about? 5,000 mechanics in here. What are they going to post about? Talk to me. Give me some ideas.
Up and coming.
Okay. Jamie and then Craig.
Just like what's new for the next vehicles that are up and coming.
Okay. So updated technology. What's new coming out, what just came out, and problems with it. Okay, Craig, what about you?
Tools of the trade, same sort of thing, really.
Is it same thing?
Well, it's technology, isn't it? They're going to be using different things. I mean, you don't fix cars with spanners these days. You just plug them in.
A lot of times. Okay, so technology, new technology, tools that they're using. What else are they talking about?
How to fix crap.
How to fix crap. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm having a problem with this. Try to do that. What else are they talking about?
Electric versus hybrids versus gasoline.
Do you think they care? The mechanics?
Yeah, they do.
You think they're in the group talking about? I think they might bitch about it.
No, I don't think they are bitching about it.
No?
No. I think they're educating people about it.
The mechanics or the salespeople are educating people about? Okay.
Because they got to work on the newer cars and they got to work on the technology and the change of the technology.
Okay. Think they talk about us, the customers? They're going to talk about, what do we call it today? Karens?
Yeah,
right?
About jerks.
Yeah, they talk about that all the time.
That's probably in a private group.
That's exactly what you're doing, though. You're in the private groups. That's what I'm talking about. In the private groups, what are they talking about?
It would be a very private group because everybody now can get shut down about that too, right?
I think in those groups of mechanics, because I'm in groups with real estate agents and investors and contractors, and I'm not in one with mechanics, but a lot of different industries. And a lot of what they do is complain about clients. A lot of it. They don't give specific names. They don't give specific info. They talk about scenarios. Can you believe this happened? Right? That happened. I mean,
I don't know. I'm
some
in
of the
groups
biggest-
that are like moving forward, not moving backwards. I think that just turns into a bunch of,
well, that's right, but that's what you're in, and that's personal
no, but I mean,
development and
even
other
if
stuff
it
like
was
that.
like technology, like I look in investing in finances and stuff like that, and even when it comes to cars,
Sure,
but
but
I
that's
just
but you're
don't-
talking investing and financing and,
Well, no,
and
but
what,
vehicles.
where I can right investing and financing in vehicles and new technology and things,
Mhm.
not the mechanics who's sitting on the side. You know, he's got his little shop with 2 bays and 3 guys, and people are bringing in their cars with the transmission and oil change and everything else.
yeah, it's
Right.
thinking
That's what
forward thinking,
that's what we're talking
not
about.
backwards thinking.
That's where, right, but that's your client, right? If you're in that niche. The contractors, right? So you've got the guys that are showing up on a job, that are dealing with subcontractors, that are dealing with employees that are hourly, that are dealing with people that, you know, make a deposit and then finish the job. And after your job is finished, and it's this $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 job, you get the customer that comes in and says, oh, well, I talked with my brother-in-law. He said I could have done this for 12,000. So that's all I'm going to pay you after they've signed the contract, right? That's what these contractors are talking about. It's how to, you know, work better, find better customers. It's how to prep them better. Hey guys, what would you do in this scenario? How do I get better employees? Oh my God, I can't believe that this happened on this job site. This, you know, site supervisor, OSHA showed up. Like, that's the stuff that those businesses are talking about, right? Now, in certain niches, yeah, if we're doing personal development, finance, we're doing, you know, coaches, some of you guys are doing internet marketers, different ideas, but what are they in there talking about? Because here's the thing, people are considerably more likely to complain than, I mean, Jimmy, I agree, looking for is the best way to do it.
No, but I mean, I think if you give complainers the platform, they're gonna, like, in all
But
scenarios.
that's what a lot of
give
these
them that
groups are.
platform. If you give them that platform, they're gonna, it's like a hamster wheel, right? You're gonna keep
Right.
complaining. So it doesn't matter what the scenario is and anything. And
Right.
bitches are gonna keep bitching. Like, it doesn't
Right.
matter where you're at. So if you just move it aside and find the scenario where you sort out the problem, like, yeah, get the problem fixed and then move forward. But any scenario, wherever the niche is, like, can you fix the problem? Yeah, fix the problem and then move forward. But if you give that scenario like a bitch, whine, and complain scenario, you're gonna
Right.
keep, everybody's gonna feed that energy.
Right.
So just
And
depends
that's,
on what
but
it
that's
is.
right. So what I'm saying is, my question was, is what do you think they're doing? And a lot of them are doing exactly that, because they're in the group and they go in to find solutions. In order to find solutions, they talk about their problems, and then they roll through the problems, and then you'll get 1 out of every 10 that offers a solution. And then you'll have another 10 that complain, and someone says, hey, so-and-so already solved that. You want to be the person that steps in with the ideas, but you got to understand other people are going to be bitching and moaning. Like, that's going to be part of almost any
Right.
group.
I'm in the VA world, in the military world. Trust me, there's a whole plethora of those. It's just
Yeah,
the fact that, like, what's your mentality? Do you want to get out of this mentality, or do you want to move forward? Like, we
Right,
can
so-
sit there and
so-
do this all day long with the complaining. Like, that's just
So
what we do.
but what you've got to do as a marketer is step in and go, hey, here's the solution. Have you tried that? And do it like, how do I communicate with them so that they go, hey, that's a great idea. What else does she have? Versus, yeah, I know I need to change my mindset, but I need this solution. And then they're going to be back in 2 days complaining about something else. But
Right.
You're the one that's in here, every single niche. You're the one that's there offering solutions, like little bit of empathy. Hey man, I understand, had something like that. Here's something I tried.
Right.
Here's something I found. If you're not part of that niche, like if we're talking mechanics, like right? I go, hey, this is what, I did a quick a little bit of research for you, I found this, right? And like, if you're not familiar with that niche, that's something you do. You go do a quick research, you find an article, you find some kind of solution, and you give them that solution, because your role as an entrepreneur is to provide solutions, fix people's problems. That's what entrepreneurs do. The world's broken. Quit giving crap to governments to fix, because they won't. You need more entrepreneurs, right? Like that's it. Over. Okay. The over in I'm gonna wrap this up here, because I've got an appointment, and we'll get into the advertising stuff soon. But there's example after example after example of entrepreneurs bringing about innovations that solve problems. You guys are solving the problem when it comes to marketing and advertising, getting them clients that generate cash flow. But that's what it's about. Take on the mantle of being an entrepreneur. That's what entrepreneurs do. Go find me a government that created inspiration and innovation in any category. What they do is they go, oh, Craig, David, you guys created something amazing. We're going to regulate it and try and take it from you.
Yeah.
We want to control it. That's what they do, right? Be an entrepreneur, go solve problems, and do that for your clients. And the more that you do that, and look, opportunities arise, doors open, and I want to wrap this to David. I wouldn't worry much about micro niche. I would focus on a little bit more. Yeah. Feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. Most of our clients felt what they felt something similar. What they found is to blah, 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 blah. Great way of bringing that out. It's awesome kind of sales structure, copy structure on what you do. I talk to you guys all the time about what we're trying to do. Blake's program can give you can generate revenue here. There's a lot that you can do. You can build your audience. At its core, what we want to do is give you the skills so that you can build your business. Now, whether it's this that you're selling or it's something else, I had a member reach out overnight. I got an email from them, and they said, listen, I learned so much through that and through the training that Blake provided. And she was part of the accelerator. She got trained there and attended these calls for a long, long time. And she said, I didn't get far with that, but it gave me skills and opened up. And now I'm doing this, and I utilize all of that stuff every single day. And here's what I've been able to achieve. And ultimately, guys, that's like, I want to see you go and build and grow and do more. And so, yeah, if we can solve some of these little things, like getting your Facebook, how to find on groups, how to do this, how to do that, that's great. Understanding how to talk to your audience and understand that at its core, everything that you do is to solve problems for somebody else, right? And if you're dealing with the problems right now, trying to get yourself set up, imagine what they're dealing with. Now you can connect with your audience. Okay. On that note, appreciate you guys. Love you. I've got to bounce, got an appointment. We will be back tomorrow. Go do more. Thursday is a great day for content. Go engage with your audience, get into some of those groups, tell them, man, I understand how you feel. A lot of people I've worked with have felt this. Here's what they found works for them, and provide a solution for somebody. Okay. Appreciate you guys. Go out, get to work. We'll talk soon. Take care, guys. Sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenix is.